This is Amud Yomi, Gemara Berachos, Daf Yud Zayin Amin Beis. Baruch Hashem, B'siyata D'Shmaya. We'll be rounding out the second parak today, believe it or not. We're holding on Yud Zayin Amid Aleph. We are 3 lines from the bottom after learning many of the tefillos and many of the incredible teachings of different Tanaim and Amarayim. The Gemara continues, Kavi Mifti Rabbanim Mibei Ravami, when the Rabbanim will leave each other from the yeshiva Ravami, Varmila Mibei Rav Chanina, some say from the yeshiva Rav Chanina, Amru Lehachi, what would they tell each other? You should see your world in your lifetime. And what should your end be? And your hope should be many generations long. Your heart should think and should have tevuna understanding. Your mouth should speak wisdom. And your tongue should bring forth song. Your eyelids should look straight. Your eyes should light up with the light of Torah. Your face should shine like the shine and the brightness of the rakia, the skies of your lips should only know knowledge. And your kidneys should have happiness and rejoicingness. Your feet should run to the words of the Atik, the old days. Continues the Gemara, what a credible bracha they gave each other when they left Rav Hami's yeshiva. But next it says the Gemara, Kivin Rabbanan be Rav Chisda, when left yeshiva Rav Chisda, Varmila be Rav Shua bar Nachmani, Amr Lehachi, Alufeinu Misubalim, our leaders are laden. Says the Gemara, what exactly does that mean? Alufeinu misubalim. What does that pasuk mean? Is a machlekes Rav Shmuel, Rav Yochanan, Rav Elazar. Chad Amar Alufeinu is b'Torah. Our leaders in Torah misubalim b'mitzvahs, and they're heavy with mitzvahs. V'chad Amar. Another man Amar says Alufeinu b'Torah b'mitzvahs misubalim b'Yisurim. And they have lots of Yisurim. We turn over to Yizayim Beis. Ein Peretz. There's no hole, there's no breach. Shel David, our siyata, our company, should not be like the company, the friends of David. Why? Because out of David came Achitophel. Whereas ve'in yoytzeis, and there's no going out. Our company should not be like Shaul. Ve'in tzvacha, and there's no outcry. Like Elisha Navi in the streets. We should have a child or a talmid who burns his dish in public. What does that mean? That means he either doesn't have money, that means he paskins incorrectly, etc. And we continued, Yudzayin Amid Beis, 6 lines down, the 2 dots, it says the Gemara, Shimu Elai Abir Leiv, Harchaikim Mitztaka. Says the pasuk, listen, those who are Abir Leiv, the fire ones in their heart, who are far away from tzedakah, righteousness, Rav Shmuel, Rav Yochanan, Rav Elazar. And of course, that's why we bring this down. It's the same group who are darshing the psukim as we had on the bottom of Amud Aleph. The whole world is sustained through tzedakah of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the righteousness of Hashem. And these these people that the pasuk is referring to, the Abirei Leiv, these tzaddikim, they are sustained bizraya, with the strength of what? With their own maisim. Meaning Hashem has to give tzedakah kilu to keep the rest of the world going because they don't have the right chosim. But tzaddikim keep themselves alive. No, the opposite. The whole world is in their merit, in the tzaddikim's merit. Ve'hem, the tzaddikim are not even sustained in their own merit, meaning that they don't even have any money for themselves. As the Paschal goes out from Har Sinai and says, the whole world is supported from Chanina Bani, but yet Chanina himself, he doesn't have any money. What does he do? He doesn't need anything in this world. He just has a kav of karib of charuvin, Erev Shabbos to Erev Shabbos. Upligid Rav Yehuda, says the Gemara, and this argues on Rav Yehuda that has what? Amar Rav Yehuda, man Abiri Leiv. Who are the Abiri Leiv? Says Rav Yehuda, Goivai Tupshai. These are the Tipshin from Goivai. Am Rav Yosef, Toloi Gair Giriminayu. None of them ever were Megayer. This is, of course, the story with the Givainim. the famous machlekes, whether you Ger Arayisim or Geri Emesim, and Rav Yudah obviously holds Ger Arayisim. Amar Rav Ashi, but in Masim Mechaski Abiri Lev, they knew the people of Masim Mechaski, says Rav Ashi, were the Abiri Lev, were these who have these fierce hearts, who are these Sadikim, the Kachazi Yikar, the Raisa Trizim, the Bishata. They saw the Yakra, the Taira, they saw the beauty of Taira twice a year, and yet none of them became a ger. So over here, Rav Ashi's learning is in the negative, that even though they would see the Yakra of Torah, why? Because, says Rashi, the Yidden would get together in the city of Masa Mechasi and Bavel in Adar to hear the shir from Rav Ashi regarding Inyani Pesach, and in Elul to hear the shir Binyani Sukkis. And even though they saw all the tons and tons of people coming, still they were not moved to be Megayer. And we continue, we're about 25 lines down. The first one line is Bishata, the two das, Chatzah and Imraisa Likrais. The Mishnah concluded, and the Mishnah said, if the Chassan wants to say Shema on the first night, he's allowed to. But Rashbag entered the Mishnah and said, Loikol, and not even who wants to be to say the Shem Hashem is allowed to. Says the Gemara, Lememra de Rashbag, Chayish Li Yehura. It sounds like, or Shimon Gamliel is worried about Yehura. But holiness, that not everyone is allowed to go and say, oh, I'm one that's able to say Shema. For Rabbanan, and the Tanakama is lo chayish liyura. But I asked the Gemara, we learned the exact opposite. It's an learned in Mishnah, in a place in which the minhag is to do malacha on Tisha B'Av, you're allowed to. But everywhere, whether there's a minhag or not, Tamid Chachamim have to be batal on Tisha B'Av. Everyone should strive to be like a Talmud Chacham. So we see that Rashbag is saying that every normal person, every regular person, could elevate himself to the level of Talmud Chacham, and we're not worried about URO over here, and they cannot work at Tisha B'Av. Whereas the Tanakama is saying that Kasha D'Rabbanan, Kasha D'Rashbag. We have a double stira. Says the Gemara, Amar Rav Yechon, about 10 lines to the bottom. The first line is Ben, from the end of the parak, Amar Rav Yechon, Muchlefes Hashita. You have to switch around the Shitas of Rav Shimon Gamliel and the Rabbanan. Rav Shisha Breid Rav Idi Amar Leilim Loitachlef. The Rabbanan Lo Kasha. I'm going to answer you the Kasha. Don't switch it around. It's just agav which shita you switch it around. Always, it's not so simple to figure out which one it is. But the Mefarshim over here explain that it's in our Mishnah, the shita that we should switch around. Continues the Gemara that Rav Shisha Breid Rav Idi Amar, he had a different teretz. He said, what? Why Kriyishma? When it comes to Kriyishma, the Chassan is allowed to say Kriyishma with everyone else because everyone else is doing it. If you Nami Kari, just doing what everyone else is doing. Therefore, meaning even though the Chachamim normally are worried about Yehura, and that's the reason why in Tisha B'Av, not every person should be like a Talmud Chacham and be batal from work. But by Kriya Shema, you're doing what the masses are doing, therefore that's not called Yehura. Kim T'Kliyama of the Hasam by Tisha B'Av, as we just explained, Kim T'Kliyama of the Malach of Yulakav. If you're going to do not like everyone else, no one's working, you're going to do not like everyone else, you can do like Talmid Chachamim. Therefore, Mechsik Yura. Why? When it comes to Shema, it's up to Kavana. It says, and we know you're not going to have Kavana. So if you're not going to have Kavana, what are you going to do? And say Shema. So that's a form of Yura of Gaiva, says Shimon Gamliel. You're saying that you're right to have Kavana even the night of your wedding? If someone sees someone not working, what's he going to say? Not that he's a Talmud Chacham. They're going to say, you just didn't have anything to work. He says, Rav Shisha Breid Rav Idi in this teretz, go and look, Kama Batalana, Ika Beshuka. How many Batalanim, unfortunately, there are? Hajan Haloch, Ayakairi. I think there's a Dirshu test coming up. Perfect opportunity to do an incredible Chazara. And let's begin the next parak. Let's just learn the Mishnah together. Says the Mishnah, Misha Meisai Mutal Milfanov. Continuing the halachas of Kriya Shema, someone who has a mace, Muta Bafanav, a relative dies and is sitting in front of him waiting for a burial. Pater Mikrishma Minatfilin, Minatfilin, Mekomitis Amuris Betayra. Noise Amita. Continuing into what happens at the actual Kavura, the Levaya, those who are carrying the Mita, those who are carrying the Arin of the dead body, and the way they used to do it is they had people that would change. As Rashi says, the derech is some people will hold it, and then they would have those in reserves to hold in the body next, and those in double reserves to hold the body. So Eshel Vnei Amita, Eshel Achra Mita, those who are in front, and they're going to carry it as soon as the Mita reaches to them. Those who are behind, who've already carried it, the halacha is Eshel Vnei Amita Sarach Behem Pturin. Those who are in front, those who are still needed, they are potter from Shema from Tefillin. Veshel Achra Amita Sarach Behem Chayavim. Those who are behind the Mita, even if they're still needed, are Chayiv. Why are they still Chayiv if they are needed? Because they already did it, and therefore they already carried it. Therefore, they're no longer considered to be Isaac mitzvah. Both of them do not say Shmoyne Esrei. Kavru esameis v'chazru. If they bury the mace, they're on the way back from the cemetery. Actually, Shura. If they're able to say Shema before the Shura comes, before the Avelim come up, and everyone stands in 2 rows, and the Avelim walking between them, Yaschilu, then they should say Shema v'imlav lo Yaschilu, and concludes the Mishnah. Ha'imdim b'Shura Panimius Patura. Those who are standing in the Shura as the mace walks by, and they say Hamakayim. Those who are on the inside, they are Turim from Shema v'Chitzayim. They are Chayavim from reading Shema. Of course, this is all backing off the halacha that we learned of Isaac b'mitzvah. Someone who is tired b'mitzvah is going to be potter. The obvious difference between Shema and Shemona Esrei is in the length of time that is necessary. And we'll take it from the Gemara in the next year, B'siyata Dishmaya.